Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Building the Commonwealth. Groucho, Vault Girl, Slacker, good to see you. Happy to have you aboard today. There's Codsworth getting in the way again. It's been a while since we've been here. I forgot just how far we've gotten, but we still have plenty of room to go. As I recall, in our last efforts down here, we built the lower rent section of the city. Giving several apartments and a small store here. Actually, two small stores here, if I'm not mistaken. Or is this... No, this was a 4-block... Okay, these were designated for apartments because they're 4 one-square blocks. And of course we have our scrap collector who's got his own little place to live underneath the ramp and his own place to work. Let's get into build mode. So first of all, Codsworth will go away. Love you, Codsworth, but don't need you following me all over the place. I don't recall if I put a... I did put a bartender mat here. Okay. So we do need to assign a bartender. That's the bartender for the other bar. It is early in the morning, so she's not at work yet. This is an unassigned shop. Storeroom used as of yet, and the house for that shopkeeper is right here. Okay. Now that I've refamiliarized myself with the build, hopefully reminding y'all of the things that we've done, I think our next area of work needs to be this public area here. I think that on this side of the schoolhouse we want to have... Oh yes, the schoolhouse is this building right here. I think that because we've already put the doctor's house over here, I'm going to have to store this stuff. Because my building platform is in the way. There we go. I think we need a couple of residences with the same premise as the doctor's house, a little bit higher rent. The kind of place where maybe the mayor lives on this side of town. So he would have a 2-story building, offices on the ground floor, and residents on the second floor. So let's start with building that. I think there needs to be a slight alleyway between him and the school itself. And we want to give enough height that this hill does not... It's going to be a nice sized frontage here. Maybe a little bit further back. Enough height that it's not going to okay. These are too close together, so they're conflicting. Now we go. Now we have a nice pathway right here. I think I'm going to have to get rid of this to make it look a little bit nicer. And of course, it's the mayor's house, so he needs to have a large place. And I think that looking out over the water in the back would be a good idea. Because, of course, they would be proud of the fact that they are self-sufficient. And I have run out of wood. Because I don't pay much attention to my materials at the beginning of the round. That should be enough. And of course I should have done that while standing near that workbench. I will learn my lessons, I promise. Hey, Easy and Hawk. Glad to have you with us. No, I do not want to take all. I want to deposit all. There we go. And I really like the idea that the mayor probably is going to be a long-term thing. It looks like we only really have room for one more high-rent house here, but we might be able to sneak something in next to the farm here and still leave an alley to get through. We'll see. Doug, good to see you, sir. Alright, as with the doctor's house, I feel like the barn pieces, especially retextured barn pieces, work well. Green, unpainted. Let's go with white. Okay, questions. Do we put a front porch on the mayor's house? I think we do. Alright, I saw it once. There it is. to go over to the warehouse and get to the greenhouse, those half wall windows. There we go. I guess I should put some steps up here too. Okay. And where is our fancy greenhouse? Walls? Barbarian King. Didn't see you sneak in, sir. Welcome aboard. And I don't think that, these would be bad choices either. There we go. So we have a porch. And we're going to need a stair. Now we're going to need to have the second floor, which is the residence. Lieutenant, I don't need you barking at little noises. I think the mayor's chief concern, for safety reasons, would be the forward-facing aspect, because the front porch would be relatively protected by that wall, but the second floor somebody could be shooting into. So he's going to use some more solid walls, I think. Some of these little windows will give a little bit of light, but not a lot. And give fewer targets for them bad guys to shoot in. Oh, what am I doing? Let's give him... No, if I do that, he'll be targetable from out there. I was right the first time. Let's just get him that wall. And then the solid wall will be there. But he's going to want to have good views out to the farm. So now we can go to the greenhouse walls. Hope everybody's been having an excellent week. My week's been fairly good myself, so... And in this case, because he's facing the backyard on this corner, he'll give himself a little bit of privacy while still letting him have a lot of light over there. Now we just have to put a railing on here to keep him safe. Now, how do we support this? I know I can put this in here. Now, trying to remember the I don't remember which key locks that. So, I'm just going to shift it. This is a feature of Place Everywhere, where you can actually shift things after you've placed them by stepping them over, knowing that I've got it at the height I want. Now, if I wanted to go further, I could also push it into the piece, but I think that it's definitely better the way it is there. Now I want to also put something in here. And we'll just move that further over till it's lined up. I do like this as a feature for precise placement. I know that there's a number of mods out there that provide a precise placement tool. This is one of the ones that I think does it right. Because you can, in Place Everywhere, you can calibrate that placement. So you can change its steps pretty easily. So we've got a base structure with no roof. And we've got a porch with no... We should put a rail of some sort on that before I forget. Now in this particular case, because it is the mayor's house and offices, I'm trying to match all the rails, which I normally don't. I normally try and vary them. But I think it's important that... Oh. Shouldn't have done that step yet, though. Because if I want to put a... I can use any wall. If I want to put a roof on this porch, I think there's a flat roof piece. Yeah. Come on, I saw you want to do it. There we go. So if I want to put a roof up, I have to do that wall first, but it lets me put the roof on the way I like. And of course, at this point, with all this stuff in here, is when place everywhere is really working in my advantage, because I don't have to fight and move the pieces as I do this, because they'll just it's not going to try and snap. That looks like a decent porch to me. Oh, mayor, warden. You say potato, I say kumquat. I think the fact that we have a number of bars and a doctor's office that's fairly nice precludes this to be a prison, although I could see some prison-like and after all, this is the Commonwealth, so it could become a prison camp. That's for sure. The upstairs is a little bit Spartan. But it's a private residence with a lot of floor space for the mayor. And when you come in here, his office will be this back corner, of course, so he can Anybody who comes in to see him will be looking out into the preferred view. So we need to start furnishing. Our mayor has a nice desk. But he does have to have a secretary. Let's put her over here. We all know that the mayor's going to have a nice chair, too, right? Nothing but the best for our wonderful mayor here. However, those people who are coming to see him aren't necessarily getting a nice desk, a nice chair. Naturally, I found myself on the stairs again. Check to make sure I can sit in each of these. Because we all know how the game works. If you put the chair in the wrong place, it won't let you sit in it. I think I gave enough room. I'm learning a little bit. I think I'm learning spacing on these chairs. And of course, if there's not enough room to... Aha! Found the one that I put too close. Still too close. Is it because of the desk or the corner? Could be the corner. Let's move the desk completely out of the way. Okay, so it's definitely not the corner. Might have to change his chair if it doesn't want to work with this desk. I say his, there's no guarantee, and it's back to not wanting to sit there. There's no guarantee the mayor will be him. Come on. Wow. That desk might have a huge hitbox. Let me see if changing the chair changes whether or not I can sit there. I'll put a different fancy chair there. Desk may have a huge hitbox, which would Alright. Next experiment. A simpler chair, where I know I can sit in it on the other side of the desk. So it's almost certainly the desk. Yeah, King, it's I wanted the big fancy desk, but you're right, using a different desk is almost definitely the only way around this. Still want it to look nice, though. Let's see what this desk ends up with. Well, this desk is going to have different features for sure, because the chair didn't even jump when I went to go through it, so... Wow, it's... Alright. Alright. I can do a trick or two. I'm sure we all recall the general's desk at the castle. And I do not have the fancy red rug that they used on top of his, unfortunately. So I won't be able to do that. But you'd think at a table I would be able to sit easier, and I still cannot. This is a big table, however. Is it possibly the combination of the angle in this corner? It is not playing nice, Doug. It is not. But I am working at an odd angle, and sometimes the game does not like when you play with angles too much. The chair is definitely closer now than it was before. So let me see if I can put the desk back there. Because if I can use the desk in this corner, it makes a lot more sense. Yep. It wants me to defend Sanctuary, and a kind of detached Sanctuary. And we are close. So I think we're going to go to Sanctuary and defend as soon as we get these chairs in place. Then we'll come back and finish the decorating. One thing about that chair I just placed, it's rather close to the wall, but it does let me get into it. Okay. Still get the view, just not angled out. Let's go on up to Sanctuary Hills. See who has the nerve to be attacking up here. Yeah, I've seen that issue before. Is why I that it's almost like the hitbox on the desk is double.
It's paying off.
I still hear fighting. Okay, they took down these turrets. Still didn't get a completed sanctuary defense, so I bet we're going to the gate. Yep.
I want this one. Fine then.
Got anything worth taking? Some snack cakes. Did Codsworth just start hitting on me? Better question, though, is... where's the guard from up here? She's not on the roof. If you're going up into that guard tower, which... it's entirely possible, because I think you're the woman I gave that guard tower to. What were you doing across town? Yeah, tell me about it, Groucho. And let's go check the corpses that I didn't actually have to fight. Oh yeah, y'all are hanging out down here at this bar again. Ah, these corpses despawned quick. But I didn't actually shoot any of these guys, so it's possible that they despawned that quick because I wasn't part of the actual fight over here. Let's put the extra stuff away, and then we can go back to Starlight City. Why am I carrying Institute stuff around? That's my combat stuff. Don't want to give that up. Let's go back to Starlight. Still nighttime, so we're going to take a quick break here and wait till day. Ah, I'm so glad that I waited till day. Tomorrow will be sunnier, I'm sure of it. Aha! Sunny weather at last. Okay, so where were we? We were laying out the mayor's office here. I think he needs some waiting area furniture. Just don't know if I want to have the sofa over here or over here. Either way, I mean, it's getting a good view. Probably over here seems like the best spot for it. And then he can have a little counter over here where he can have his own little wet bar. And then up here, this is private space. Yes. So we need a counter of some sort. Fancy wood. Looks more like cubicle stuff. Fancy wood sounds an awful lot like a hollow metal desk being slapped down. They're not the same height. Not even close. Alright, so I can put some bottles of liquor and some glasses on there for him. And I think that she would have a seat or two as well. Or he. I keep just using the generic he and she. Kind of thinking of like Diamond City, you know? Because the mayor there is a he and his secretary is a she. And of course that's the way I grew up. Most of the offices I went to were that way as well. I'm wondering. Need to come up with something to do in this space. I mean, it's wasted space right now, but I think that the governor's sleeping arrangement should be over here, and this will be where he does his morning meals and such. Did I just call him the governor? Did I already pass the nice table? I must have. It's incredibly great weather here in the Commonwealth. Unless you actually want to be able to see anything, in which case it's okay weather sometimes. Drink cabinet, some kind of storage for sure. File cabinets go under there. 'Cause, you know, he's got to administer all the needs of the city. Good thinking, Groucho. Yeah, I lived in New England long enough to know what the weather's like. And I've said it in relation to other places. You know, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. And why am I going for filing cabinets now? Mostly because I'm a buffoon sometimes. New England really does. The weather will change in a matter of hours to something completely different from what you're currently experiencing. I really love this bed, but I don't know if it's going to be far enough from the wall for a NPC to get in and out. Although I could just do this with it, because they need enough room to get in and out. They will get in and out on this side. And I can put a nightstand there. Yeah, I was somewhat taken aback when I first moved to New England and discovered just how the weather was. It was nothing like I expected. Alright, somewhere in here there's a coffee table. I like having the round table next to that chair. Excellent. Now he needs a container. I do like the fancy bed for people who quote-unquote have money. I think that those are the people who spoil themselves the most. And wow. Am I already past? I must be already past. I was hoping that see, I'm working in so many different mods now with 3 different builds that I tend to forget which mod has which piece, and I'm looking for a piece. That one. Because I feel like oh, that might be too tight. So can do this though. It's definitely not too tight a space. And in case anybody is wondering, yes indeed, my favorite, I'll turn off surface snap. My favorite lamps are going to be present. I don't think the young secretary needs... Actually, this one can go over here. And some more of my favorite lamps can go on his desk. Now we just gotta power the place. Well, let's get him one more good lamp in here. Ah, almost forgot. Filing cabinets. Do I go with the nice standard ones or the fancy one? I think I like the fancy one better. Surface snap off. And she needs a small filing cabinet next to her, him, them. So it's either the square one or the round one. Preferably not sticking through the wall. There we go. Now we have to wire the place. We're probably going to need to put some lights out on the porch too, but first we have to get electricity to here, which looks like the easiest route is that just bring it over from next door. I might have to well, I will have to do more than one connector, however. I'll put it close by and then I can shift it where I want to after it's been wired. And it stayed wired. Excellent. Any lights downstairs working? Of course not. That would have made life easy. Let's see if I can do this. That one there. And that one there. Now just do a little wire glitch. How bad does that look upstairs? Doesn't look like anything in the stairwell. That's a good sign. It doesn't look like anything in here. Yeah, that stuff's still out of range until I do this one. Excellent. Oh. How ugly is this? Mildly, excessively ugly. Why? That's sticking out quite a way. Let me, shift this. Okay, so that's not getting what I want it to do. So let's try the smaller conduit. Can turn that back on. If I put it in that corner, I can no longer reach it. I can no longer reach it. I am a buffoon. I want to reduce the intrusion. Can I? Alright, I can see it now. It's the way that wire was going through. I think we can get it further. Alright. Let's not get too. Now, it should stay relatively through the wall. Yeah, now we're not dealing with that wire at all. Just a quick check. Yeah, on the outside we're not really a problem either. Nice. Now we need to put a door on this place. King, you know me. If I'm not falling off the roof, I'm not working. Okay, so none of those doors at that end are really nice. Let's get in a sunshine where I can see the hinges. It's going to open out. Kind of has to be one of these brown ones. That would open that way, so that opens the way I want it to. And there we have somewhat basic, but let's check lighting up here. I think that the lighting up here is just cozy enough for a residence, and I think that we're bright enough here for an office. And Codsworth has no problem pathing into the building. Of course, Codsworth paths into places that other NPCs won't, so. Alright, we know that this isn't staying here. I put that there for convenience sake. So I was thinking maybe I could do a little place in here. Maybe a 4 square. Of course, it's not even remotely straight, but that's okay. If I can't get it straight, that'll be okay. Still looks off once I add the second floor there. That looks better. And you don't want to attach why? What's interfering with you? There we go. Yeah. I think this is going to be a pleasant little one-story house. And as a matter of fact, just to get away from the boxes I've been building here, we're going to make it L-shaped. I think that we've got some retext in here. No, that's... We have other retexes. Let's see if I can do a, I can do Home of the Future. And I think that this is gonna be the one that is just super ultra clean. I don't like the idea of super ultra clean though. It doesn't fit. I could do brick. There's enough brick structures in the area that it would work. They could have collected brick from either Concord or Lexington for that. I can accept that. All the windows, most of the windows will be facing this way. Something simple. I know that this has some roof pieces, yeah. Does it have the corner piece? It does not. Okay. It may not be necessary for it to be a... Yeah, 'cause... That's not the piece I wanted. I want the transition piece. This one is the one I want. And then like that. Plenty of movement room. They need some steps. Okay. looks good there. Can get through here. I guarantee you I'm going to find some settler stuck in that alley. But that's okay. And on this side he's going to need a step as well. I just fell off the garden plot. Now, strangely enough, even with the majority of that bottom step buried, the fact that there is a step there will make people use it. And this one can have a nice door on the front. Something with little lights in the top. The day is getting long, which means I'll be able to see how lit up that porch is. I do want to put a street light here, which means I'm going to have to wire it, of course, but luckily we have power available right there, so I might be able to get that without wire glitching. I know I'm going to need some kind of light on this porch. This asks for an industrial light on the outside. I could do this one. And this is just going to be a little place for somebody to have their own little hovel, so smaller bed, some place to sit. I'm not convinced that they'll walk around this, but again, I know that they go in from one side, so I can err on the side of caution. And although they are in a nicer house, they just aren't quite as well-to-do as the mayor. So they get a slightly lesser nightstand. That's funny that that already has power. I didn't think I was that close to the power over there. Guess I was, but didn't think I was. Try and get this right in this corner here. Now it should have power. Almost got out before I dropped it. So, let's see. Does the mayor's house look better with two of these? I don't know. I'm gonna let that one mull for a little while. The doctor needs something outside their house too. Could go fancy with the doctor. That actually feels about right for the doctor's place. And now we need to put a street light. One of the nice things about Place Everywhere is that you can literally place things inside other things, which lets me line this up as if they just fixed the existing light here. Where does power connect to this? Okay, it does not do what I thought it'd do. I can't connect power to it by clicking on it first, nor can I do it that way. Is that the wrong light? It probably is, because I'm a dummy. And that gives us that light. Now I should be able to just run this wire up to there. I think that that's close enough. It is. And I'm sorry I'm working in the dark, guys. Hey, Jules. Sorry I didn't see you come in. And Lady Ha. And Russ. I have got to find a better spot for my text screen. It is driving me nuts that my new desk setup is not optimal for watching the text and the stream. I'm gonna come up with something better for next week. I am terribly sorry that I am not saying hello to everybody and not interacting with you as much. So yeah, we have a nice little thoroughfare here. I think the mayor is going to be one of those people who wants something that looks good outside his house. And of course that's going to give us some food. I can store that. Is this place too dim? Oh. That gives them a place to read. I need some dim light elsewhere on the wall, however. Maybe turn surface snap off so it doesn't try and jump. Right on there. Now, it's a little bit high. Now it looks like it's floating slightly below. Come on. Rob fights with the controller. Season 3 coming soon. That's better. It gives us some light. Gives us some motion. Now, I think this person needs a little, where, oh where, they need, come on, fill in the dots. I think they need a little prep counter on the wall here. Not as well to do as the doctor is, because Doctor has all new fancy stuff. But they got themselves a little prep area to make themselves some food, and it's not sticking through this wall, which is the big worry I have. They got a place to sleep. Now they just need a little cafe table to eat at. I think this is a person who's on their own. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not, but all stools, when you place them, stay in the same, they have the same orientation. So use the stool with the back to get it where you want it, and then you can use any stool, and when you sit on it, you'll be facing the correct way. We know they're going to be open anyway. Might as well open them now. It is, however, the midway point in the stream, and my foot is actually screaming at me to move, so I'm going to go ahead and take a 3 to 5 minute break. I encourage everybody to take a break along with me and get yourself some snacks, refill your beverages, and I will be back in 3 to 5 minutes. I am back. And with any amount of luck, the screen capture will catch up with me in a second here. There it is. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed a little bit of a break. We have now got this place. Who are you? Oh, you're the doctor, aren't you? Is it that late at night that you're going to bed? Must be. She's pathing into her house. Well, that's good to know. Alright, so we can chill out until morning hours and take a look at what we've got left to build. Because I think that the building on the back of the screen, on the road side of the screen, is a great idea. Oh, I see that
I
you're
can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
you're just hanging out in the governor's house. That's cool. Mayor, governor, whatever his role in this community is. Wake up first thing in the morning, go sit in somebody else's house. That's a great idea. Okay. I want this to be fairly open. Eventually, we'll build a trading post right here for the caravans. I don't even remember what category they fall under. Special? Are they a resource? I don't know. I will look it up. Ooh, we get a Situate Lighthouse tour. Oh, thanks, Jules. Yeah, I really like that Be Right Back, so that's my jam for that. I'm still learning a little bit about how the Streamlabs OBS works, so not entirely sure how to do the scrolling thing yet, but I like that Be Right Back setup. Alright, as you recall last week or last time we were here, I mentioned that I was putting this walkway up here. I think a 2-level area for our security guards to have an office. You know, we'll have the security office back here. We'll probably only be using on this level railings, but we will put a roof up over it to give us a enclosure. And then down here, well, we'll extend this out, and we'll have a couple of little security posts looking out at the road. Obviously, nothing's going to go under here that's accessible, so maybe I'll put some storage items over there. But I feel like we want to make sure that we're up under the same levels here. And this comes right short of the doctor's house. So let's find out if... I think I can accept that. I definitely think I can accept that. Now, if I put a partial wall in here, one of these broken ones, it does not go inside the screen. That's what I was worried about, is it going inside the screen and being visible from inside. So yeah, we can have a guard post looking out this way, because obviously we need to have the hill monitored. And we can have another guard post right about midway here, and that'll be supporting the two ground-based guard posts. And I'm going to have to assign a guard for each guard post so they don't wander. Not that that's a problem for me. I really don't like the fact that the only way you can see through these windows is if they're broken. But we all know, or I shouldn't say we all know. We are well aware as gamers how difficult it is to do clear textures. Actually, I did that in the wrong spot. That goes there. Then another one there. Clear textures are resource hogs in programming. Now, I think we're all pretty well aware of that. Now, I am going to do that one in glass, I think. Or maybe I'm going... Ah, I see what I can do there. I see what I can do there. I can use the greenhouse glass wall and slope the roof up over the stairs. That's floors. That's roof. Now we can do relatively flat roof going all the way along here. And I can use posts to hold them up. And we do want our security posts before I forget about them. Just far enough out to be useful and believable. Now we can put, like I said, I want to use the flat roof. Turn around before I step off the edge. Because we all know what I'm going to do. Given the chance, I'm going to step off the edge. And like I said, we're going to use some railings up here instead of the walls. It'll do it on that side, but not on that side. Probably too many collisions. Let's see, I could do a wall on this end, though, can I? Well, could do a half wall for sure. It would block the entire city, however. You'd think that the security team would want to be able to see into the city. I can do glass. There we go. Now I can go back to doing rails. Good night, Jules. Thanks for coming and spending some time with us today. Wow, it does not like these floors. And these, I mean, these are barn floors and the rails are snapping to it. This is generic shack floor that the rails normally would snap to, and it's not. There's one way I can deal with that. Get rid of... Oh, it's because I already have the wall in place underneath. But I have walls on the other pieces too. That... Let's see if that makes a difference. It does. I don't know why it makes a difference. But it certainly does. And there we have the entirety protected there. Now I can put some posts in. Barbarian King for the win. Had I been... Alright, now that just snapped through everything. Really love that step feature on Place Everywhere. You know we're going to need them probably every other piece. So I'm out of wood again. My, you got up here quick, Codsworth. Okay, this we want to get over to here. Oh, that was a mistake. Stand square onto it when you're doing stuff like that, folks. Otherwise, you pull it at an angle, like I just did. Okay, that one, we want to get this one over to the beam. The step feature is probably the most useful precision tool you can get in any mod that helps you build. You can get precise placement freehand. but I really feel like it's really only doable, in my humble opinion, it's only properly doable with a precision placement mod of some sort. I really like the step tool. Now we do need to support this whole shebang from the outside. Okay, those posts probably should come in a little bit, but let's worry about support first. Okay, that's gonna need the full size. I'm going to use the warehouse metal post for that corner. For these corners, I should say. Pulling it directly towards me. I can push this one directly away. Of course, if you don't ensure your placement before you put them in motion. Did I do that backwards? No, I did it right, okay. That gives us some support that's reasonably strong. If I put that post there, she's going to be trapped, so I'm going to pretend it doesn't bother me that that's at the angle it's at. Although, let me see if this piece makes me more comfortable. At least some idea that something is being supported. What I could do is this. Put that out there. And put this it definitely looks a lot more supported. And it kind of has to be where it is because of the corner of the screen itself. I could see somebody attaching there. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I think it looks supported in a way. What does it look like from down the road? Oh, from here it looks like it's supported. This end definitely looks supported. What the heck is this? That's a car? Okay. Oh, that's probably a piece of a car that blew up. Okay. Yeah, I think I do feel okay with that support. And from down here, we don't look like we're too badly chopping through the sides of the screen. That's interesting. I never noticed that little block there before. Now we can go all the way to the top to our generator. And our little engineer has himself a little spot to sit down and relax and ignore his duties. Because you know that he's going to. That wires down to there, and okay, the whole thing is linked together. We can go out into the security area. And I really think that we're going to need a little desk over here. Now, I don't remember if USO has them. They do. I can put this security desk right here and assign a guard to it. And it'll be the nice little security man. And now the rest of them are just going to have to be assigned as normal. I think that our security team is going to need to have beds up in the security area here. So we know that these guys each have a bed. There's the guy upstairs. Then there's the guy at the bartender gate. And the guy at the doctor gate. And the security point at the original entrance. And the security point at the barn. That should give us enough beds for all of the guards. I don't even want to know why you're up here, Codsworth. And I'm going to do some lighting. I think I'm going to use red lights so as to not bother the guard's night vision. Okay, that's going to need a conduit near it. As will that one. Okay, that one's close to a conduit. That one's not. But the one I put over here is. There needs to be a conduit right near the generator itself. So let's put this here. And we can do another one of these over here. And that should be enough for these lights. It is. And these. Excellent. Now the guards do need places for their personal effects. So let's get them all a small dresser. Now it's really feeling like a security station. I may have locked Codsworth in there by mistake. I'll call it a mistake. We all know I'm not a real big fan of the old Codsworth. And yes, the only reason I have him with me, if you don't remember, is we found him over at Quincy doing Lord knows what he thought he was doing. Generator area does not have its own light. But then again, our engineer probably only come up here if in the dark if it's misbehaving. And if it's misbehaving, he'll bring light with him. So I think we have that aspect completed. We've got this little weapons dealer. I think we may have completed the Starlight City for now. As far as building goes, we have some decorating to do, and we have some completion work, and of course we have to get people in here. And I don't remember where I sent all the people from here, because we've been doing this for, I think, 2.5, 3 months now. And I did take that big break in the middle. So, let's make this super low rent house block. It has power. So, if I remember correctly, what I said I was going to do here is make part of it a house and part of it shop, but I do not recall which is which. I do know that they're going to be using cots, and if I was going to be sleeping here, I would want the pitched roof side. Not to mention the fact that on the pitched roof side, you're further away from the turrets. I have not tried the new troop transport trucks yet, Russ. I haven't until last night when I fired this up to make sure that I didn't damage anything in my system config when I set up my computer. I haven't even actually done any Fallout 4 until today, really. Let's get these folks some light, and maybe a small table and a chair. I was actually quite concerned that I might have messed up my game file. And I don't remember what it was that I did that I thought might have messed it up. But I was crossing my fingers when I opened it up. Needless to say, that ended up being a non-issue for me. But it was an issue in my mind. Okay, this person's set. Needs a dresser, and move on to the next hovel. Oh, and a light. I need something to indicate that it's a functionary building. You're right, King. Thanks for reminding me of that. I need something to indicate that's a school as well. This person I don't think has the same kind of dresser, so maybe they are using a cabinet as a dresser. And he needs a table. Needs to be small, but what do I have that's a small table? There we go. Now he needs a chair. Help if I went in the right category. Starting to get dark. I think this person ended up with a folding chair. Probably paid the scrapper a little bit extra money to find him one. Now they need a light as well. They took what they could get. Actually, because of the size, I mean, the light is basically the same any old way, but in the real world that would reflect a little bit more down here, which is kind of what I was going for. Not gonna happen, so let's get him a candle. Okay. That covers those two that I am 99.9% certain are the houses that I intended. These could be little shops on this side, but it is way too dark for me to subject you guys to this, so let's get some sleep. King, there's a lot of beds sitting around that are not in use. Whoa, hi, Codsworth. I'm hoping that another hour will make the sun come out. No. Go away, Codsworth. But it is a city. I mean, I'm going to have more beds than I have the ability to have people for, however. There are currently 4 people here and no food here. So I have to start farming something. I have plenty of potatoes. Oh, good, the sun came out. I guess sleeping an hour did help. Now we can put some corn. Okay, so that's 4 food, and I've got 3 mut fruit over here. Mute fruit over here, I should say. I don't know if I can build those. Do they count as desks or tables? Are the... That's the desks. And they're definitely not in tables. Yeah. You mean the ones that look like chairs with a, I know what you're talking about. The kind of school desks that we grew up with, for most of us who are older, where the desk and chair are all one piece. And then you either have a container inside the desktop or a thing underneath. This is the school desk that I was able to build from USO. I don't think this is the vault one. This is the same as the ones at the high school. Malden High School? No, it's Malden Middle School. It's, what's the name of the high school over there where the ghouls have taken over? Well, it's irrelevant. This is the desks that I was able to build to make this the schoolhouse. And then up here, I have not put the counters in yet, but I intend to put this as a science lab type thing with the counters up there for people to do work at. Back here is the library slash cafeteria where the students would eat their lunch and or read books. I have another type of bookcase that in mind to use here, but for right now that's a filler until I can remember where that bookcase is. So let me go ahead and I think for right now I am at a finished point. This says it needs to be assigned. That makes sense. I used the rug because I could use the counter here, the smaller counter, and use a higher tier rug. Now I remember. All right. I think that for the most part, Sunshine City, or Starlight City here, is complete. So let's take a tour of what we've built. There are some tweaks to do, and we don't have people in here yet, but as we come in, this is a bar and restaurant. Once we have settlers, I'll be able to assign somebody in here. We've got plenty of areas for people to come in and relax, coming in through either that gate or through the walk-in gate over here. This is the future home of, I think I haven't done Battle of Bunker Hill yet, and haven't gotten Kessler to let me build the trading post, but once I get that built up, I'll be able to build, or done, once I can do that from her, I'll be able to build the trading post right here, which is the plan for this large space. If we can move off to the right here, we have the low rent part of town. This is where your 2 cap a day type employees are finding themselves living. We got a scavenger living in here. He's put himself right in where he was working, so he wouldn't have to be far away. It lets him keep track of his junk. If we come over here, we have the ramp that leads up to several small apartments. I was going to say young apartments, but obviously Codsworth can't path on that ramp, so I don't know if residents will. That could be an issue, and if it becomes one, I can put a set of stairs right here. Don't want it to be an issue, but more of these small apartments. Everybody's got a little something, but not a lot, as you know. And then if we go down to the lower level here, even more apartments on the hillside, and my personal favorite place, the lowest rent shack of them all, under the walkway. That is my personal favorite place in the entire city. It worked out awesome. We just went through this square building in the schoolhouse. But if we look over here, we have the public bathhouse, because hygiene and sanitation are important. I do not think that it really matters to people that much about privacy anymore in the apocalypse. So, the public bathhouse does its job. We just were down at the high rent part of town building, so it'll go around this way for now. Here we have our barn, where our wonderful animal can enjoy a cool drink or graze among the weeds that grow in here. And of course, our farmer has stocked plenty of hay for the purpose of actually feeding nutrition to the animal. Let Codsworth get out the gate. And then we come over here. Oh, let's start with this house here. Nice little house, little middle income place. It's got a yard and nice little seating area over here. Clean, but Spartan bedroom area. Nice place to relax, though. And if we come over here, we have what I have designated as the farmer's house. Farmer has a nice little cozy bed back in here. A little bit of extra room compared to a lot of people, but then again, you know, the farmer works hard and needs some space to spread out. The farm is essentially a deck built into the hillside here. As most of you probably know, this area back here is all plantable, so if we get up to the point where we need 36-40 food, I can do more than just the 4 plants per container here. Now if we go over here, I stopped through here earlier. This is our weapons dealer's place. He has his own little workshop in his building, his work counter, and he can close this off for some privacy at the end of the night, where he can get a good night's rest. If he's not at work and he wants to sit down, he's got himself a nice little deck to sit out here. And of course, people coming in and out on the road to trade is why he's here. This part of town was the original part of town that was being built up, so they still are operating off a small generator. Up here in the armorer's workshop, he's got plenty of sales space. And then if you go down off the back deck, his workshop is out here where it's safely on pavement, so it's not burning anything. And you can come around back to the armorer's house. Again, the armorer's got a nice little setup with a cozy little bedroom, a little place to eat. Now, if we come around this side, we already know that the farmer's house ends here. So these right here are laborers' houses. These folks would be the people who the farmer can hire, the people who the caravans can hire to offload stuff. They're probably making okay money because they're willing to do just about anything, so they've got some decent living space. But they're not in a high rent part of town. They're not really suited for that environment. They're rough and tumble type. And then, of course, as I was just saying a little bit ago, we have our mayor's home and office. King, you are correct. I need some kind of signage to indicate that this is such an important place, and I will find the appropriate signage. If I have to make it out of neon, I guess I will. But I think I might have the appropriate signage available in a mod not yet activated on this account. This account is only running USO, by the way. Rhonda, there is not a lot of hygiene to be found anywhere in the Commonwealth, so anywhere you have a spot to separate yourself from the human waste, I think that's a good sign of hygiene. As you may remember, we built the doctor's house with an outdoor bathroom, but normally only the doctor is going to use that. The doctor pays extra so that they can have their own fancy kitchen. And of course they can entertain at their very nice dining room. or they can go up to their personal space and perhaps have cocktails with a guest or two. And of course, one of the things that was paramount to making a secure environment is the wall. The wall actually does surround the entire city, taking advantage of the existing fence on the roadside behind us. And then it's patched together all along the cliff face here, right up to the rocks here. And coming around the back face, it ties directly in right up underneath the projection booth and snack stand, and continues following the outline of the original parking area here, the where the cars parked for the movies, and moves right around the perimeter where eventually we find ourselves at the roadside entrance and the roadside bar. We built that security barracks and substation up above, giving a lot of floor space to the security department. But of course they need it because they have to make sure everybody here stays safe. And that is what I have built up as Starlight City. Did you just randomly open that gate on your way by, you little prick? Don't. Just don't. I swore he was going back there to do that again. So here we have it, boys and girls. Starlight City. This isn't a great place to look at it from. Maybe it looks better from the projection. It does look better from the window up here. Well, there goes the coffee cup. Starlight City. A nice place in the north of the Commonwealth where you can come and raise a family in relative safety. So there we have it. Finally completed, other than some decorating. And of course, settlers to occupy the dwellings. Other than a few key positions, like the doctor and the bartenders, that, well, the people who have assigned beds, like the armorer and the weaponsmith, I'm just going to let other settlers, and of course security. Security has assigned beds up in the security area. But I'm just going to let other settlers decide where they're going to sleep, because we all know that they'll assign themselves a bunk and they'll stay with it. Thank God he didn't follow me up into the balcony. I'd never get out. I am a little bit short on the stream today, so if you guys have a suggestion of a place where we might want to visit next, we can go scout a location out. Doug, nothing is ever done. If you'll recall, when I finished my very first build in this series, it was Sanctuary, and less than 3 days after I finished that build officially and moved on, I built something else there. I don't think any of these
Are you
builds
certain I'm the man for the job, Bob?
is ever truly done. I think I'm going to send you back to...
Something you would...
Hey, Codsworth.
Mum, perhaps now would be a good time to speak?
what do you need?
What's up, Codsworth?
So gracious, Mum. I do appreciate it. I've always had such admiration for you and your family, ever since the day my visual senses were first switched on. You and Sir, so good with young Sean, and so trusting of me to look after such a newborn bundle of joy. It just
Especially
warms
since
my
your
nuclear
baby
core.
rearing tools
Oh, you can
are a
imagine the
buzzsaw and a
distress I felt when
blowtorch?
the bombs
Yeah.
fell. After you fled to the vault, I searched but found no evidence of your death. I could only hope you all made it in time. And when you returned, I was overjoyed. I admit, I ran a full diagnostic scan just to make sure I wasn't malfunctioning. But the news,
Roger,
the news of Sir
I will
young
go
Sean, believe me when I say it takes
check
a
on
true hero
Taffington.
to live
I
through
don't
that.
think this build I have. Let's see. I don't want to be... No,
I'm no hero, Codsworth. Believe me.
Don't sell yourself short, Mum. In such a bleak world as this, think of all you've
I don't
witnessed
like it when
and all you've
Codsworth
done.
talks to me at
In
this
my
angle
200
because I feel like I'm looking
I've
at his
seen it
butt.
tear good men and women apart. But you, Mum, you have remained the very model of what humanity should aspire to be.
I didn't realize you felt that way, Codsworth. I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything, Mum. I just felt you should know what you've come to mean to me. I truly believe if the Commonwealth is to turn itself around, you're the one to do it. Now, not another word. I stand firm in my belief. Let's get back to it.
Robot sympathy perk. Awesome.
Hey,
Mum,
Codsworth.
here we are.
You can go now.
As you wish, Mum. I'll be at the homestead. Cheerio.
Where is Sanctuary? There it is. How do you raise a child with the only tools being a blowtorch, a pincer, and a buzzsaw? Alright, we wanted to go to Taffington and see if we've built there yet. Let's see what we got at Taffington. Hopefully it's unbuilt and be a good spot to... It is unbuilt. All I've put here is some security. And I think there's some people assigned here, but if I'm not mistaken,
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
they're not assigned to anything specific. I think she is... yeah, I didn't even scrap anything here yet, so If I'm not mistaken, the other person who, when they showed up, because this was one of them that I got in the Radiant quest, where they say, go
If you work, you eat.
take care
It's as
of
simple as that.
this place, and I know some people who will move in there. So if I'm correct about that memory, the other person I assigned as a provisioner. So we have a lot that we can build with here. I do not need to shoot my own turret, thank you very much. Just hit the wrong button. We are not using an extended border, so we have the original build borders. If I am not mistaken, I did not use an extended border, I should say. It does not seem to be further out than I recall. And this could be a very nice little water treatment facility. Provide water for the Commonwealth. At a modest cost, of course. I just heard that person walking around. There she is. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely a good possibility. I probably have blood bugs over in the corner here. Although I don't see anything moving over there. Ah, there he is. That's one thing you can count on at Taffington, is the blood bugs will respawn. So yeah. This is definitely a good spot. So next week, when we resume our build of the Commonwealth, we shall build here at Taffington and decide what kind of facility or settlement this is. Is this going to be just a couple of people maintaining a water plant, or are we going to make this a place where maybe a whole lot of people are living in some little shacks around the house? Maybe we build onto the house. We're definitely going to build something so the turret's not floating on the roof anymore. But we shall see what we come up with next week for that. As for tonight, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, spending your Saturday afternoon with me for the up to 3 hours that you've sat and laughed at me fighting with my controller. I hope that you've enjoyed what I brought to you today. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you and enjoy your company. I hope everybody's in good spirits and good health. Take care of yourselves. check in on friends and family. Make sure everybody knows that you're looking out for them. Until next time, take care, everybody.